Have you ever wondered why the dwarves waited over 170 years to reclaim Erebor? Known for their love of gold, it seems unimaginable that they would leave their treasure in the hands of Smaug for so long. In this video, we will take a look at the reasons behind this lengthy delay. So grab your walking boots and join me on this incredible journey. But first of all, let's all begin at the dwarven kingdom of Erebor. Thrain first found the Lonely Mountain after the dwarves had fled from Khazad-dûm when the Balrog awoke. The mountain was located between the northern part of Mirkwood and the Iron Hills. The dwarves prospered greatly and found gems and gold and many other riches, of which the Arkenstone is their greatest jewel. Due to their great wealth, the men in the north established the town of Dale, where the people shared prosperity with the dwarves of Erebor. The great wealth of the dwarves had reached the ears of Smaug, a great fire-breathing dragon of the north. As dragons are known for their love of gold, Smaug wanted the treasure of Erebor and attacked the Lonely Mountain, and he forced the dwarves into exile. It is worth noting that during the escape of the dwarves, King Thror and his son Thrain escaped through a secret door. The dwarves wandered, now homeless and poor, and they eventually settled in Dunland. Shortly thereafter, there started a war between dwarves and orcs, and I'm not going to go into too much detail here, for I have covered this in my last video. But I will give you a short summary of the war. Thror tried to go back to Khazad-dûm, but got killed by Azog. As a revenge, Thrain, his son, mustered a great army of dwarves from all the different houses, and they killed all the orc strongholds in the Misty Mountains, until they arrived at Azanul-Bizar, at the east gate of Khazad-dûm. In a devastating battle, Azog was killed by none other than Dane Ironfoot, and the dwarves were victorious, although they lost more than half their number. Thrain, Thorin and the dwarves of Durin's folk that survived moved back to Dunland. Not long after they returned, they started to wander in Eriador, and they eventually settled in the east of the Blue Mountains, beyond the Lune. There the people increased slowly, for there were not many dwarf women there. During their time in the Blue Mountains, they forged much out of iron, for it was numerous and easy to find. But Thrain became restless, for he had received from his father Thror the last of the 7 rings. And as Thror said, the ring needs gold to breed gold. Within the Blue Mountains, there was little to none. So Thrain taught more and more of the gold within Erebor, their once great kingdom, taken by the dragon Smaug. Thrain could take it no longer and resolved to go back to the Lonely Mountain. He took the map and key to the secret entrance of Erebor and left together with Balin and his brother Dwalin and a group of dwarves without saying what was on his mind to Thorin. During their journey, they were hunted by wolves, orcs, evil birds, and many more foul creatures. The more they went north, the more difficult it was for them. Eventually, they set up camps under the eaves of Mirkwood, but when the dwarves woke up, Thrain was gone. Balin and the rest of the dwarves searched many days for Thrain, but all was in vain. They eventually returned to Thorin's halls in the Blue Mountains and told him what happened to his father. So Thorin became now the heir of Durin. But what happened to Thrain? Did he work further alone, or was he captured at the camp? We don't know for certain, although I believe it was the former, since none of the dwarves were injured. But eventually, Thrain is captured by orcs and brought to Dol Guldur, where Sauron was hiding under the alias of the Necromancer. Thrain was then tortured and his dwarven ring was taken from him, the last of the 7. The rest Sauron already collected or were swallowed or destroyed by dragons. After 5 years in prison, there came a visitor to Dol Guldur. Gandalf wanted to find out if his fear was true and the necromancer was indeed Sauron. There he came across Thrain. He gave Gandalf the map and key of Erebor and dies soon after. Gandalf did not know at the time that this was Thrain. Even Thrain himself, due to all the torture, did not remember his own name. Now let's go back to Thorin. His wealth grew in the Blue Mountains. Many wandering dwarves of Durin's folk came there after they heard of Thorin's dwelling. Although they had a good life, they sang many times of the lonely mountain. After many years, the fire in Thorin's heart grew hotter as he brooded on the wrongs of his house and the vengeance on the dragon. There, at a time when he was on a journey, he returned west toward his home and he stayed in Bree for the night. By chance, Gandalf stayed there as well. He was on his way to the Shire. He needed some rest on his mind, for he feared the North. For all this time he knew Sauron was plotting war and might attack Rivendell. He thought that Sauron might want to work together with Smaug, a great and powerful ally. There in Bree, Thorin saw Gandalf. He came to him and said, "Master Gandalf, I know you only by sight, but now I should be glad to speak with you, for you have often come into my thoughts of late, as if I were bidden to seek you. Indeed, I should have done so, if I had known where to find you." Gandalf answered there on Thorin and said, "I will come, for I guess that we share one trouble at least. The dragon of Erebor is on my mind, and I do not think that he will be forgotten by the grandson of Thror." So Gandalf went to Thorin's halls, and there they talked about their common enemy, the dragon Smaug. They concluded that a small company of dwarves should join them on this quest and that they needed Bilbo as well. Gandalf said to Thorin, "Listen to me, Thorin Oakenshield. If this hobbit goes with you, you will succeed. If not, you will fail. A foresight is on me, and I'm warning you." So after much consideration, Thorin accepted Bilbo to join the quest, if Gandalf would join them as well. Gandalf told Thorin to look for the door with the mark of a thief, and so the dwarves and Gandalf came to visit Bilbo in Bag End and started the quest of Erebor. They needed a burglar for this stealthy mission because they did not have the strength to go on open war with the dragon, and that is all due because of the war of dwarves and orcs. I have covered this briefly here in this video, but if you want to have it in great detail, then this is your next video to watch.